What makes War Thunder so special that I, like so many others, come back to it again and again? After 10 years of playing this game, I can finally, confidently answer this question. There are many reasons why we come back, but if I were to break it down, I'd list the unrivaled variety this game possesses, the community like no other, and the unique nature of the relationship which said community shares with the developer, Gaijin Entertainment. Despite those three big ideas, I would like to take a moment to extend my appreciation to the sound design team, working tirelessly to maintain an unparalleled sense of immersion in vehicular combat, which at least 90% of the time, makes this game sound nothing short of incredible. Whether it be the blast of a smoothbore gun or the roar of an afterburner, the sounds of War Thunder live rent-free in my head. Before we celebrate the many merits of this game, let me be clear as I take off the rose-tinted glasses for a moment. There will be follow-up videos to this one, each discussing a point where this game, its developers, or its community can improve upon. Today, however, we shall look upon the many achievements of this game and its community. Today, we shall celebrate the many incredible aspects of this game that go anywhere from being widely acknowledged to disproportionately unappreciated. Gaijin Entertainment, if you are watching this celebration is for you as well. We, the community, and you as the developers share a tight bond, and I think that we should be able to move forward together and collaborate on this project that we call War Thunder. I am no shill, and I'm not paid. This is a labor of love, just like what you once did with IL-2 Sturmovik, Birds of Prey, and Apache Air Assault. I admit that I unapologetically love this game. No matter how much smack talk the player base gives it on Discord, the forums, or Reddit, or even in-game chat, at the end of the day, we all come back. That smack talk comes from a place of passion. A passion that we will explore today among a few other ideas as we ponder the War Thunder question. War Thunder captivates players with its vast array of iconic vehicles and game modes. Aviation enthusiasts can take flight in legendary warbirds, such as the Bf-109 family that was the scourge of Europe for the better part of a decade, the Spitfire and Hurricane, heroes of the British Isle, or the venerable Corsair, the whistling butcher of the Pacific. Even the bombers and attackers of fame like the indomitable B-17 Flying Fortress or the valiant Il-2 Sturmovik are present to fly. Going into the jet era, players can fly the iconic F-4 Phantom family, celebrated for their Vietnam War heritage, or the Teen Series aircraft. In War Thunder, you can experience the F-14 Tomcat of Top Gun and Persian fame, or the F-15 Eagle, easily one of the best fighters ever made. There is also the mass-produced F-16 Fighting Falcon, fighter of the free world, and within the near future, we may see the F-A-18 Hornet. All of these aircraft contribute to War Thunder's allure and fame. Ground warfare aficionados can command iconic tanks such as the M1 Abrams, T-72, Leopard, Chieftain, Leclerc, and Type 10. Not to discount the historians among us, we can command iconic vehicles like the Sherman, Tiger, T-34, and any vehicle of Cold War, Spanish Civil War, or any fame in between. Naval buffs are not forgotten, as they can take the helm of famed warships like the Scharnhorst, the HMS Hood, the USS Tennessee, and the IJN Fuso. Each of these meticulously modeled vehicles brings their own unique history and capabilities to the battlefield, and they are just the tip of the iceberg. Speaking of historical periods and vehicle types, War Thunder allows you to dive into iconic battles from the past with surprising accuracy and a touch of fun. Want to create the Battle of Jutland with massive fleets in an all-out naval melee? Or execute Kantai Kessen as Sato, Tetsu Taro, and Alfred Thayer Mahan intended? War Thunder goes all the way from torpedo boats to ships of the line, each of them modeled with accuracy, to the era that they were either laid down in, or to their demise, or any modification in between. Want to create the Battle of 73 Easting and channel your inner Norman Schwarzkopf? War Thunder has this exact Abrams as a skin in the game that you and your friends can use to restart the Soviet space program by launching T-72 turrets higher than their rockets ever could. War Thunder also boasts a diverse range of weapon systems. This commitment to variety extends to an arsenal of smart weapons, such as the newly arrived GPS-guided bombs. One example of this vast arsenal is the laser-guided AGM-123 Skipper missile, currently exclusive to War Thunder. This weapon equips the A6E Tram Intruder, though it should be present on the A7 family as well, and its flight characteristics are in need of tweaking. But it is a rare and a surprising find for sure. It is not a one-of-a-kind case, as there are far more systems that are included here that are nowhere else in gaming. On top of this, the potential addition of SEAD capabilities would elevate War Thunder's realism, immersion, and variety, possibly rivaling competing flight sims like DCS and VTOL VR. Someday. Someday, I hope. The attention to detail in War Thunder is commendable, from the USS Des Moines basketball court to the intricate cockpits of aircraft that rival the Flaming Cliffs introductory module in DCS. War Thunder showcases an impressive level of care, even if sometimes they get something wrong, which we will discuss another time. Beyond the well-known game modes, War Thunder caters to different playstyles and skill levels, with modes like Simulator, Naval Battles, Heli PvE, and Assault. The strong simulator community adds a competitive edge, while allowing aircraft such as interceptors, interdictors, attackers, and bombers to perform their niche roles, fostering rewarding gameplay for those who have such an itch that isn't satisfied by air-realistic or mixed battles. The communities of these less celebrated game modes deserve a separate mention, and I will give them the applause they deserve in due time, as I hope more players should. Along with the aforementioned strengths of this game, War Thunder shines a light on forgotten eras and their unique vehicles. Players can engage with the machinery from the Second Sino-Japanese War, Finnish Winter War, Spanish Civil War, and other lesser-known conflicts that hosted a variety of vehicles that wouldn't make it into the cut of most World War II-era flight or armor simulators. The game also explores the innovative designs of the post-Korean War period, celebrating the domestic experimentation that led to a renaissance in aviation through the 1950s and 1960s. Personally, I call this era the second golden age of aviation. It even gives long overdue attention to the warriors of the shallow and muddy water, the coastal fleet. From odd experiments like the USS Flagstaff to the backbone of the Soviet Union's extensive shallow water fleet, this game offers a variety of vessels to helm, second only to the upcoming game, Sea Power, Naval Combat in the Missile Age. If you're interested in that game, I recommend Commander Tyrael's videos on it. They're really entertaining. I was actually able to compile a list of some of the aircraft you can find only in War Thunder. Keep in mind, this is just a small sliver of the vast array of unique aircraft you'll find in War Thunder, let alone the tanks, ships, and helicopters, showcasing the immense variety and depth of this game. If you know any other aircraft that are unique to War Thunder, sound off in the comments. The way these many strengths of War Thunder intersect can be found in one of my favorite aircraft, the F-89 Scorpion. Though the airframe isn't a new one in-game, it is one that is quite unique, especially the F-89 Delta variant. Only armed with unguided rockets, it is beyond unorthodox for the average player. Most aviation enthusiasts either do not know of its existence or know little of its historical significance. With it never seeing combat outside of a 1956 incident that I would love to talk about another time, War Thunder brings this interceptor to life, allowing players to get a taste of its unorthodox but ingenious capability. This aircraft is closely tied to the community in which my university calls home, and seeing it modeled in-game brings joy to me and the staff of the local air museum, which once was a base which these jets flew from. Its presence alone in-game exemplifies the attention given to underrepresented vehicles. It is incomplete after all this time, however, but we as players are able to play a part in the development of this game by suggesting changes and bug reports to the devs to breathe life into these aircraft. Personally, I'm working on an extensive suggestion to overhaul this aircraft as I read this script. As War Thunder continues to expand its selection of vehicles, game modes, and historical content, it is the passionate and sometimes controversial community of players who truly bring this game to life. From exchanging strategies and sharing experiences to organizing events and fostering camaraderie, the War Thunder community plays an essential role in shaping the game's rich and engaging environment. However, their dedication to the game has also led to some eyebrow-raising incidents, such as the leaking of classified and restricted documents in pursuit of in-game performance. In the next chapter, we will delve deeper into this remarkable community and its impact on the world of War Thunder, exploring both their contributions and the occasional controversies that arise from their fervor. The War Thunder community is a chaotic force like no other. They are the epitome of chaotic neutrality, with their conflicting self-interests balanced by a shared love and passion for the game. This passion often manifests in heated arguments and strong language, reflecting their deep interest in the world of War Thunder. The community's impact on the game is undeniable, so much that their actions have earned them their own sections on the Wikipedia page for War Thunder. Two of their most notorious claims to fame are the frequent leaking of classified documents and the review bombing incident last year. Players have been known to post restricted or classified documents about their favorite vehicles in hopes of improving their in-game performance, despite Gaijin's pleas for them to stop. Over a 2-year period from July of 2021 to the most recently occurring 2 years and a day later in July of 2023, there were as many as 14 documented instances of such leaks, demonstrating the depth of their passion and commitment to the game, despite Gaijin's pleas for them to keep citations to declassified sources. I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. If you want to see more about this, I recommend Stakugi's video on it, or the History of Everything podcast. He's pretty great. In response to unpopular proposed economic changes in May of 2023, the War Thunder community united in a review bombing campaign across multiple sites and platforms. This collective action led to Gaijin sharing a roadmap with the players for the first time in the game's history and introducing a player voting system. The community's determination not only halted the unwanted changes, but also brought about a new and more democratic process for future decisions. The War Thunder community's review bombing tactics would later inspire the gaming communities such as Team Fortress 2, Helldivers 2, and Minecraft, demonstrating their far-reaching influence. Much like the armored cruiser Aurora, Gaijin Wen, which sparked the Russian Revolution, the War Thunder community has become a symbol of player revolts in the gaming industry. While the comparison between a game and real history may not be entirely parallel, it serves to highlight the community's trailblazing spirit and challenging game developers, pushing for change and improvement and transparency within those teams. A game only exists when there are players who want to play it. After all, especially in live service games. Following the theme of uphill battles, it is essential to discuss the community's struggle with the grind. War Thunder players universally understand the grind, acknowledging that progression is necessary, but criticizing the excessive time required to reach top-tier gameplay as a free-to-play user. The aforementioned player strike aimed to prevent the grind from worsening, and subsequent improvements have been appreciated by the community. Some players invest in premium accounts, vehicles, or battle passes to ease the grind. While these options are controversial among free-to-play members, the broader discussion of the game monetization and microtransaction is complex and ongoing. We will touch upon these in Chapter 3, and maybe a future video. In summary, the grind is a source of contention within the War Thunder community, but players' dedication to the game enables them to persevere. Escaping the repetitive nature of the grind, players find solace in custom games. Through the War Thunder CDK, or Content Development Kit, creative minds develop unique minigames and custom vehicle skins, enhancing the War Thunder experience for everyone. Some community artists have even been compensated by Gaijin for their work, as their creations have inspired in-game content. It is important to acknowledge the content creators who organize these events and cultivate a thriving community. In the simulator community, Crab Nation and Winneling Dragon arrange engaging flyouts and exercises that showcase the game's full potential. Participants often rave about unforgettable experiences, such as formation flights of B-17s in air simulator games. Similarly, creators like Nimble, Training Days, and Donut with a Mustache, along with the Snazzy Comet and Arrow Turtle, produce videos and host communities where pilots can hone their skills. These pilots taught me how to fly over all these years, and I didn't know what notching or the crank were until Donut mentioned them in his video about the F-14. Donut, if you're listening, thank you for making me a better pilot. The naval side of War Thunder also has its vast share of talent and content creators. Commander Tyrael curates events and insightful videos that highlight coastal and naval vessels, while Napalm Rad and Dollar Plays entertain viewers and inspire new players to join this underappreciated game mode. Finally, helicopter content creators such as Bob Dickinson and Bruce Leroy deserve recognition for their exceptional storytelling and jaw-dropping flight skills. Watching Bruce Leroy's helicopter stunts may leave you convinced that he is a member of a professional demonstration team. By exploring the challenges and triumphs of the War Thunder community, we see a passionate and innovative group of players that breathe life into the game and keep it exciting for all. In conclusion, the War Thunder community's dedication, resilience, and creativity have contributed immensely to the game's continued popularity. As we've seen, players have found ways to overcome challenges and push for improvements, ensuring that War Thunder remains an engaging experience for all. In the next chapter, we will delve into the game's accessibility for new players and the factors that have contributed to its longevity, ultimately fostering a dedicated and ever-growing player base. As time marches on, games come and go. Titles break records, only to fade away as new contenders rise to take their place. War Thunder chose a different path, focusing not only on achieving records, like boasting the most aircraft during its initial open beta phase, but also becoming the go-to game for a wide variety of playable content. Gaijin Entertainment's strategy to future-proof their game goes beyond simply adding new elements. In this chapter, we'll explore how both Gaijin and the community have contributed to the game's enduring success through methods such as frequent, high-quality updates, flexible hardware requirements, an accessible learning curve, and player interaction. War Thunder's multifaceted approach has allowed it to withstand the test of time and an ever-changing industry. When it comes to hardware accessibility, War Thunder excels in ways that can only be described as snail voodoo. Unlike many games that cater exclusively to high-end gaming rigs, War Thunder has been optimized to run smoothly on a wider range of systems, including those often seen as heresy in the gaming community. Like, well, my trusty Mac Mini, hooked up to a 4K monitor. Through some sort of dark magic, Gaijin Entertainment has made it possible for even the most unorthodox setups to deliver a fantastic gaming experience. This flexibility allows players from all walks of life to dive into War Thunder's immersive air, land, and sea battles without breaking the bank on expensive hardware. Unlike some other flight simulators that require a high-end gaming PC and specialized peripherals like HOTAS systems, although it certainly can make sim flying more enjoyable, War Thunder caters to a wide range of setups, whether you're playing on an old console, a modest PC, or other kind of software or hardware. The game's compatibility and adaptability are unparalleled. But it doesn't stop there. The controls are so intuitive and user-friendly that even the uninitiated can quickly grasp the basics. So go ahead, grab your mom, dad, guardian, parent, or partner, and watch them rain chaos upon their enemies within minutes. Now that is some powerful snail voodoo at work. In all seriousness, War Thunder's commitment to hardware, accessibility, and ease of learning sets it apart from the competition, creating a welcoming environment for players of all backgrounds and learning experience. And while you might not want your parents wreaking havoc in-game, the ability for anyone to pick it up and play it is undoubtedly a significant factor in the game's success. However, there are issues about this. especially when we get into the issues of top-tier premiums and the lack of sufficient onboarding that the game historically has dealt with. But we'll get into that another time. On another note, we will explore War Thunder's free-to-play accessibility and how it further contributes to its widespread appeal. While War Thunder's free-to-play model has its benefits, it is essential to acknowledge the challenges that come with it. Premium vehicles require real money, and waiting for a desirable free vehicle in the Battle Pass is unpredictable. Furthermore, the Gaijin market, where players can trade event vehicles for premiums, is only available for computer players, leaving my console friends in the dust. However, there are ways to mitigate the grind through research and dedication. Players who are willing to explore other game modes like Assault in order to get boosters, or Simulator to reap the higher research rewards, can progress at a faster rate. It is important to note that while getting into the game is easy, progressing effectively does require some learning and effort. Or a credit card. War Thunder's free-to-play model, though not without its flaws, can still be navigated by players who are willing to invest time and effort into understanding and utilizing the available resources. Stay tuned for an in-depth look at these criticisms in a future video, because trust me, there are a lot. However, this video, like I mentioned, is merely to celebrate War Thunder's wins. That is why we're waiting for another time. War Thunder follows the live service model, a concept that involves releasing an unfinished game and constantly updating it to keep the content fresh and engaging. This approach can either lead to immense success or disastrous results, as developers risk losing credibility and respect if they make poor decisions. So how has War Thunder managed to maintain steady, positive growth over all these years? The answer lies in its updates and involvement. The game thrives on excitement surrounding aviation, naval, and armored vehicle history. There's always another aircraft, tank, helicopter, ship, or boat to be added, ensuring a constant stream of new content for players to explore. Some have expressed concern about the game running out of vehicles as it approaches the 5th generation of fighter aircraft, and main battle tanks have more or less caught up with the modern day. But there is still plenty to fill out the tech trees for the foreseeable future. Additionally, new features, game modes, mechanics, and tools are continually being introduced, ensuring the game remains relevant and engaging. Each update is a milestone event that players remember fondly, whether it be introducing new features, weapon systems, in-game mechanics, balance changes, iconic vehicles, or a combination of these elements. Take a recent update, the Dance of Dragons major update. Players gained access to GPS, or GNSS, guided bombs, more active radar-homing missile-carrying aircraft, a new coastal line for France, the long-awaited variant of the Puma IFV with spike missiles, and a new heavyweight class of capital ships in the Amagi and the Tennessee. This update also included various changes aimed at improving the game, such as redesigned helicopter damage models, research bonuses for completed nations speeding up the grind, and numerous small adjustments based on player feedback to enhance the game's realism. This is being recorded before Update Firebirds goes live. And, well, I wrote the script before Firebirds was even teased, so give me a break. This continuous evolution fosters a sense of hope and optimism within the player community, as it becomes evident that their favorite vehicles can be added or improved upon through their input. The ability for players to participate in the game development process of a live service game, coupled with the positive changes resulting from last year's player evolution, makes War Thunder a uniquely long-lived game with a positive future. There are running jokes in the community, like the Gaijin Wen joke when it comes to any sort of vehicle within history being, whether seriously or as a joke, suggested to the game. Players often also look forward to the Past to Developers forum post, where we can see a glimpse at what the developers might be working on. While this collaborative approach has its pros and cons, it ensures that players have a voice, and Gaijin Entertainment has demonstrated their willingness to listen. If you've made it this far, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for sticking through with me. Whether this video gets a lot of views or not, I will be making more that are going to be a little more critical of the aspects of this game that are in need of some revisiting and improvement by us players and especially Gaijin. Remember, our frustration comes from a place of passion, as we all care very much about the future of this game, as there is no place like it. There is a reputation some of us War Thunder players have, and it is that we are a toxic fanbase. We are unappreciative, arrogant, and easily offended. If you want to change that in just a little way, maybe give this video a like to undermine that status quo. If not, feel free to explain to me in the comments why I'm wrong. I love constructive criticism, and if it's not constructive and you just want to get some thoughts out, go ahead. Just be respectful of the other people in the comments. I'm getting exposure either way. Before we wrap this up, I'd like to offer one last thank you to Jimmy Ash and the music team at Gaijin. From Landishi, or Lilies of the Valley, from the Atomic Heart Collaborative event, to the cover of Blood Type, or Grupa Krovi, from the Drone Age teaser, and the most recent Dancing on the Edge music video, the music of War Thunder is some of the best I've ever heard in gaming. Yo, Jimmy Ash, if you're listening, can we perhaps get the War Thunder cover of Soldat? Maybe Phantom? The Rooks Have Arrived? Maybe Somewhere Over the Skies? Govor Vertoljot? Maybe Bratishka? Oh, if you want to do some English ones, there is I Fly the F4D, or Son of Satan's Angels, or Give Me Operations. That's all for me in this video. Until next time, I wish upon thee clear skies, fair seas, and a smooth drive.